In the beginning, I was there. Before the stars sang their first song, before oceans kissed the shore, I was with the Father. I am the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. We spoke, and light shattered the void. Let there be light, and light obeyed. Let there be life, and life was born. We shaped the heavens, we measured the seas. We formed earth, a dwelling for you, perfect, beautiful, sacred. Then from the dust I formed man, Adam. I shaped him in our image. I breathed into him my breath. Not just air, but purpose, identity, spirit. And from him I drew woman, Eve, bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. Together they walked with us. There was no death, no pain, no shame. You were created for communion, for love. You were never meant to be alone, never meant to hide. We gave you dominion, not domination. We gave you choice, because love is never forced. But then came the whisper, the serpent, the lie. Did God really say? And you chose the lie. You reached for what you already had, and in doing so, you broke yourself. You ran, you covered yourselves in leaves. I came walking in the cool of the day, calling out, "Where are you?" I wasn't asking for my sake. I asked because you had already forgotten who you were. The curse followed, pain, toil, blood, separation. But even then, I had a plan. I promised a seed, a redeemer. I would come. Even when Cain spilled Abel's blood, I watched. I wept. I marked Cain not to punish, but to protect. Because I am just, but I am mercy too. Generations passed. Sin multiplied. Violence filled the earth. I called Noah. I told him to build, not just an ark, but a future. He obeyed, mocked by the world, but favored by me. The rain came, 40 days, judgment and salvation. Then I said, never again. And I painted my promise in the sky, a rainbow. Years passed, nations rose, languages scattered at Babel, but still my promise remained. I called Abram, a man with no child, and I said, through you I will bless the nations. He believed me, and it was counted as righteousness. I changed his name, from Abram to Abraham, from exalted father to father of many. His descendants would become Israel, my chosen, my beloved, not for their strength, but for my name. I watched Isaac, then Jacob. Jacob wrestled with me and lived. I renamed him Israel, the one who struggles and overcomes. Then came Joseph, betrayed, enslaved, imprisoned. But I was with him. From the pit to the palace, I lifted him. What was meant for evil, I used for good. Even in Egypt, I preserved my people, through famine, through bondage, because I remembered my covenant. And when they cried out under Pharaoh's chains, I answered. I called Moses from the fire, not because he was brave, but because I am. Let my people go. With 10 signs, I shattered Egypt's pride. With blood on the doorposts, I passed over death. They walked through the sea, walls of water, ground made dry. I was the cloud by day, the fire by night. But still, they doubted, they grumbled. They forgot the miracles and longed for chains again. I gave them manna, I gave them water from the rock. I gave them my law, not to enslave, but to protect, to set them apart as holy. But their hearts wandered. And so, 40 years in the desert. Yet even then, their shoes did not wear out, their clothes did not fade, because I am faithful even when you are not. Joshua led them into promise. The walls of Jericho fell, not by strength, but by praise. And I told them, do not forget me, do not forget who brought you here. But again and again they did. They chose idols, they chose kings, they chose rebellion over relationship. And still I pursued. Through prophets I spoke, through judges I delivered. Through every failure I kept my word. Because I am not just the God of the mountaintop, I am the God of the valley, the God of second chances, the God who stays, and my promise never faded. One day I said through Isaiah, a virgin shall conceive, a child shall be born, and his name shall be Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. I was speaking of myself. The Word made flesh, the light entering darkness, the Lamb prepared before the foundation of the world. This was only the beginning. The story of life had just begun.